So today was interesting because we started off the day doing section C and coupling. And I don't mind going first. So I went first, aced section C, aced coupling. Did not miss anything on either one of those, which was great. So I passed both of those with flying colors on my eval today. Now, that's granted, it's like a grade. So it's not like it's going to help me to actually get the license or anything, except that it helps you to perform the script, which is the procedure for the pre-trip that you're supposed to go through. And then after we did that, our instructor for the day, Danny, he took us over to do alley back, which is the backwards, if you're not familiar, it's backwards 90-degree angle. I need some work on this one. It's a different thing because it's not like a procedure. Like straight back is you line it up and you start to watch the trailer. If the trailer starts to go one direction, you steer toward the problem. You steer towards the thing that's messing up. It's not like offset where you go all the way down and then you turn the wheel away from the direction you want to go and it starts to jackknife around a little bit. And then after you see half of your landing gear, you straighten it back up and you continue all the way until it's turned all the way the other way. And then you go until the trailer is straight and then it puts you on a line over to the other side. Then you do the same exact thing, but the opposite direction until you turn the wheel all the way the other way until you see half of your landing gear when you start to back up. And then you turn it all the way the other way and it should technically be in a pretty close line, as long as you line things up correctly. Now, there is a good out and look that you're supposed to do. Once the trailer is backed up, you have your middle row of cones going straight in line to one tire, to the tire you're lined up on. And if it goes straight, then you're good. If it doesn't, if you're over it or something like that, then you need to be aware of that and adjust accordingly. And the alley back is different though, because the alley back requires you to feel it. Remember the thing I said yesterday about spatial awareness of the trailer? Well, that's all well and good. But the trailer is 40 feet long. When you add on top of the Peterbilt 579, I believe is the one that we're using, it's got maybe 12 additional feet on top of that. Maybe add a little bit more because of the drive. 3 feet to the cab, then the cab is maybe another 6, maybe 4 feet. So it might be like 15 feet total, plus the 40-foot trailer. So 50 feet, 55 feet. But then the whole box, but from the box to the front, you only have 70 feet. And the reason for that is they don't want you to line up on straight lines. They want you to practice your maneuvers turning in. So that's the whole purpose behind this, is to practice a turning maneuver, or the one that you'll use most of the time on the road when you're going into docks and stuff. You're not going to be able to straighten up and then just back up to every single one of them. Well, the alley back is one that you have to feel. And boy, did I not feel it today. It was, here's what I'll say. It's about every 5 that I do, 2 of them are good. 1 of them is fair to okay. And 2 I do pretty bad at. So I'm about a 40% right now, which is a fail. So yeah, that's interesting. So I want to practice that one again because it's the only real maneuver that you do that does not involve a set technique that you follow. Now, when I worked with Jason last week, Jason was telling us that, what is that? Some head's bothering me. Jason was telling us, you start to back up, you get lined up, square, right angle, you get squared, you turn the wheel away from the direction you want to turn. Maybe 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, or 9 o'clock, whatever it happens to be. And you start that process going over. And then as you start to back up, he says, just kind of ride that curve. He said, as soon as you see about a foot of your landing gear, then what you do is you straighten up the wheel and you let the trailer just automatically, as it starts to go, it will naturally, as the tractor starts to go back, it will just go back and the trailer will start to pull itself more and more and more over to the point where you're like right here. And then you just angle it and curve it and it goes right in. It works so smooth when Jason does it. He's an instructor. I mean, it's easy for him to do it because he's been doing it for years. Me, not so much. So Danny showed us a different variation. Danny said, turn harder to get that initial bend going and then straighten up and have that go very directly towards the to the leading cone, the cone that's in front. And then as you start to get closer to it, you add another bend. Once you get 20 or 10 or whatever feet away from it, you add another bend. So that way you're keeping it in your sights as you get closer, and then you add another bend, and then you bring it on in there. Again, Danny made it look easy when he demonstrated it. It's one of those things where you have to feel, because these guys, you lose the trailer when you're looking at your mirrors, and all of a sudden you lose it, and you just kind of have to know and trust where the trailer is going. Well, when I don't see the trailer at all and I don't have any visual references, I can't look at it on my mirrors or my concave or convex mirrors or anything. If I can't see it, I don't know it's there. And that trailer could be going anywhere for all I know. So I got to work on that one. Because, you after the trailer gets coming around enough, you're able to see it out the window. But the Peterbilt 579, that is a trailer that has an exhaust pipe that goes right up next to the window. So if you turn and you look back, you can't see it. The first thing you're going to see is the exhaust pipe. So you have to see beyond that on the side. So we got a sleeper cab on the Peterbilt 579. So it doesn't turn as fast as a day cab does. And so yeah, there's that. But we'll get it. The biggest thing that's thrown me off is if I turn too late. If I start if I don't come over nearly as much and I'm almost like going straight down and then I start my turn, that means it's so hard to judge that angle, because then you have to turn really hard to get the trailer in there. And by that point, if you're trying to swing the front end around, you're almost always going to hit those cones at the front. And if you get it wrong and you're like sideways, then you have to pull up, and you only have like barely over 10 feet to pull forward. There's not much room to really maneuver the trailer at all. And I did look up a YouTube video, and CDL College has a really good one where they kind of talked about how it's better to be late than early to the turn. If you can't get it right in the alley, it's better to be late, because at some point what you can do is just jackknife the trailer and start a steeper turn. But if you go too shallow, if you're going too close to that leading cone, then what happens is it's too close, and all you do is you flatten out towards it, and there's really no way to whip it in at that point. But if you are going too late, you can still angle it in. So because there's enough of a curve there and an angle. So that's good. So yeah, I need to work on that one quite a bit. And in the meantime, tomorrow, it was supposed to rain yesterday. It didn't. It was supposed to rain today, and it didn't. Now it's supposed to rain tomorrow. We'll see if it does. And tomorrow we'll have in-cab. That's another that you have to pass with a 100%, just like I'd had to on coupling today. So we'll see what happens, because I'm feeling pretty good about the in-cab. So yeah, we'll see how that goes tomorrow.